Okay, so I'm going to be dyeing the vest to kind of match the color of Commander Jet as best as I can. I'm going to try using some of the orange and tan mixture, but I'm pre-soaking the vest, and I've actually got a couple little sample pieces of material in here of just an old cotton t-shirt. I'm going to actually test the color, but it's important to wet the vest and let it be thoroughly soaked before dipping it into the dye so that the dye bleeds through the material evenly. So I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I've put 1 tablespoon of the orange, which is the sunshine orange, and I've also put 1 tablespoon of the tan, looks like number 16, in about 3 gallons of metal container with hot water, and I've stirred that up and let that sit for a little bit, and I put in a sample, and that's gonna probably be really close. uh, it's going to change as it dries, so I'm going to kind of let this soak just a couple more minutes. It's only been here about a minute and a half, and then rinse it out, lay it out, and see if I get pretty close or if I need to add a little more tan. I don't want it to be too orange, but I really want it to match the ab and kidney section and chest as well. For most of the characters, I've noticed that their under vest matches the ab, kidney, and usually the chest and back armor as well. So that's what I'm going to try to achieve here. Okay, so it's still just a little on the orange side for my taste, so I'm going to try to add a little bit of the cocoa brown to the mix and try with another sample piece to see if I can get the tone a little bit closer. Here's the handbag next to it, just to kind of give you an idea of what color I'm trying to reach here. Okay, so I diluted the water, so I've probably got about a total of 4 gallons of water and a total of 1.5 teaspoons of the orange. I added a little bit more. I kept the tan at the 1 tablespoon and only used about a quarter to maybe a half of 1 tablespoon. You can see this is the first one, second one, third one, and then the fourth one. By diluting it and with the measurements I just mentioned, I think I got something that's really close. So I'm going to be dumping the vest into the bucket, only leaving it in there maybe 2 minutes, and then putting it into another bucket with hot water and then rinsing it out several times, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so one other thing I probably should have mentioned is when using the dye with the crystal style instead of the liquid, make sure that you give plenty of time for it to dissolve in the water. It will create kind of a few rainbow spots if you don't. There's not much you can do about it once that happens, but to help avoid that is, like I mentioned in the beginning, to pre-soak the vest or any of your sample test pieces. So I let it soak in the dye for about 2.5 minutes, and I've been letting it soak here in the clean water just to kind of rinse it out. And I think we've got a color that's going to match pretty well. I'll grab the hand back here. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. So I think that's going to work. So I'm going to let it dry and see how it turns out. If I need to dip it again, I might. Otherwise, I think I'm okay. So hope that helps you out if you plan on making Commander Jed or any of his grunts. That's the way I've decided to dye the vest to match the armor as best as I could.